mashinani event. Indeed, we appreciate the State Department for Diaspora for organizing this event. It is timely, and before I give my speech, I want to recognize the committee under the leadership of the county secretary that organized this event within this county. Kindly be upstanding. Let us all wave. Thank you. This was the ABO team. I also want to appreciate the county security team. Without them, we will not be having organized security within this place. Be upstanding, please. Salute. Let me give this to these congregants that Madam PS was here some 3 months ago, and when we talked in our office, I was impressed with what the department was doing. We discussed, and she promised me that soon they will be within Vihiga. Madam, we appreciate. Our Prime Cabinet Secretary, we appreciate. We don't take it for granted that Vihiga is the 3rd one to host such an event. Our youth, kindly let us take advantage of this event. Thank you for the commitment. Thank you for the knowledge, and we will use it for future referrals. Let me take this opportunity to invite our Principal Secretary to give her remarks. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you very much, Acting Commissioner. Before I speak, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the elected leaders in this region to come and speak to their people. Before I speak, I want to actually get some assistance from my Mheshimiwa's lawyer, who is part of the committee that oversees the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. Mheshimiwa, please, if you would come. And then, thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. And as Mheshimiwa comes, I want to recognize, and I think I will ask Mheshimiwa's lawyer to invite all of the other 5 members of parliament who are here with us, who can speak, and then I will give my quick remarks. Mulembe muno. Mulembe handi.
Okay, thank you. The Prime Cabinet Secretary, who is our chief guest today, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, the Governor for Vihiga, Honorable Wilbert Foso-Tichilo, the Deputy Governor, our Women Rep, County Commissioner, County Security Teams, members of County Assembly, and all those attending this meeting today, I salute you, including the PS for Diaspora Affairs. This morning, or this afternoon, I want to take this opportunity to sincerely thank everybody who is here present today. And to the PS Diaspora Affairs, I also want to appreciate your presence in Vihiga today, because what you have done for us will never be forgotten by people of this region. Before I go to the next level, I just want to bring to the attention of the Prime Cabinet Secretary and everyone who is here. You heard the Deputy Principal from Bale Boys High School giving his remarks and welcoming us here. Many will wonder where the principal Mbale High School is, but it is important to mention that the principal Mbale High School was involved in a road accident, and this school needs prayers. So while we will be closing this ceremony, we remember to mention a word for the principal Mbale Boys High School so that he is put in our prayers, so that he recovers quickly, so that when the schools are opening, that we all are ready to receive him. Before I say something, I happen to be a member of the Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Affairs Committee of the National Assembly, which oversees the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is together with the Ministry of Diaspora. This ministry that is led by the Prime Cabinet Secretary is doing a lot for Kenyans. Under the leadership of His Excellency, the President William Ruto, this ministry has traversed the world over, searching for opportunities and jobs to ensure that our Kenyan population that is trained and that cannot be employed locally can also have the experience of getting employment opportunities overseas. And that is why this job fair has been organized here to sensitize the entire Western region about the job market in the countries that are abroad. We call it labor migration. So with those few remarks, I want to welcome my fellow members of parliament who are here today, and I will begin by Omboko Milemba, the MP for LUHYA constituency. You can come and greet your people.
Thank you very much, Brother LUHYA, na pia asante sana, Your Excellency Daktari, Prime Cabinet Secretary, pamoja na governor wetu ambaye yuko hapa Bwana Tichiro na wenzangu, and every protocol observed riding on the same. First, let me begin by appreciating what my brother has said. Tutuombee principal wa hapa ambaye ni mwalimu alipata accident. Jambo la pili, nishukuru sana Prime Cabinet Secretary leo pamoja na governor, sababu asubuhi hii mlichukua small part of your time mkaenda kuaddress walimu ambao walikuwa kwa mgomo, na walifurahi sana, wameendelea na mambo yao. Kumbuka hiyo ni haki yao ya kikatiba sababu ya kubambania mambo ya mishahara. I really want to thank you. You did a great thing to address the teachers. Let me indicate, and I have an interest in teachers. Remember, I'm the national chairman of KUPPET Kenya. Number two, let me indicate this. Nikupigia asante sana kwa kuleta hii mkutano hapa, together with the Foreign Affairs Ministry na Diaspora. Na mimi nimekuona vizuri sana, na nataka wale ambao walioko hapa waelewe. Mwaka wa 1969 kuenda hapo about 1970 tulikuwa na zile tulikuwa naita Mboya airlifts. Utagoogle utapata hiyo maneno. Lakini baadaye tumekuwa na airlifts mingi sana. Ukienda Amerika, kwa mfano katika ile state ya Minnesota, utapata kuna watu wengi sana ambao walipelekwa kule na Bwana Nyachae. Ukikimbia kuenda Australia, you can look in my eyes. Remember my slogan is Menga Money, sababu naona na communicate na mshiki vizuri. Ukienda Australia utapata tulikuwa na airlift kubwa sana ya watu ambao wako kule na wanafanya kazi kule Australia. You can again Google to see who are there. Currently, ile economy ya Kenya kupata foreign currency imekuwa ngumu sana. Baada ya tea kurudi chini, coffee kurudi chini, na mambo ya agriculture. I'm not sure, but maybe other speakers will make a statement on this that is correct. E-diaspora jobs could be the highest foreign earner in Kenya today. Na leo hii tumeletewa na Prime Cabinet Secretary mambo ya diaspora jobs. So nataka watu wa Vihiga County kwa ujumla tuchukue hii kitu ambayo tuko ndani na mambo yote ambayo naendelea very seriously, because this is the new frontier of moving forward, of empowering our youths, of empowering our people, and bring the dollar to our villages. Hiyo ndio jambo nataka niwaambie, na nakushukuru sana kwa kuanza na hii sehemu. So what you are doing for us, ile kitu natufanyia, tunashukuru sana. I would wish, as we do this, let the Department for Diaspora just attend to the following things. Number one, mambo ya security ya wale vijana wataenda nje ikuwe halali sana. Number two, Ministry of Labor. Sababu najua kuna agents, mimi ni mtu ya union, so I'm very knowledgeable in this area. Kuna agents ambazo huwa zinachukua hawa vijana zinapeleka nje. Lakini Ministry of Labor was given the task ya kufanya ile agency ya professionals. But Bwana Mudavadi utagonga hapo kidogo. There's corruption there. Tulipewa jobs za Dubai. There were 250. You can again look in my eyes because I am privy to this. But the Ministry of Labor iliweka vikwazo, ikataka kufanya pia hao ni agency. So the monies ambao ilikuwa inakuwa demanded from those going out was too high. When the government of Dubai realized, walitutupa na wakachukua Waganda. So ebu gonga pale, utaona kuna tashwishi pale. So that's one thing we need to look. And then finally, tuangalie mambo ya passports, and I'm happy Mr. Chelule was here. A passport should not be a privilege. Wapi Mr. Chelule? A passport should be an easy document kwa vijana waweze kuenda nje ndio watuletee do. Sio ati passport ni ya Omboko Milemba sababu ni mbunge, nothing. Make it very easy to get the passport. And finally, before you get the passport, you need an ID. Na ID imeanza kututatiza, ukweli si ukweli jameni? So make the ID, hii Prime Cabinet Secretary atashughulikia. Make the ID as easy as possible to get. Mungu awe nanyi Omboko Milemba mwalimu. Menga mmoni.
Next, Honorable Kagesi, the MP for Vihiga constituency.
Asante Jirani, our chief guest, Prime Cabinet Secretary, our governor, my governor, Otichilo, other leaders, including my colleagues, both in national office and national assembly and county assemblies. Na wageni wote, Mbora Mirembe Kandi. Mimi ni Kagesi, mbunge wa Vihiga, jirani wetu tu hapa ukienda a few steps. Utapata nafasi yako. I'm excited. I'm happy to be here because this is an important event. Let me start by thanking the State Department of Diaspora Affairs for thinking about this. I want to say something about Vihiga, both my constituency and Vihiga County generally. We have all grown up knowing hatuna mafactories, hatuna mashamba, hatuna nini, which means we don't have job opportunities. And in the process, we have been telling our people tutawasomesha. So we have spent a lot of resources, both national level, county level, educating our people because we told them that's the only something we can give them. We can't give them land. But there was a disconnect somewhere. Tulikuwa na wafunza, they go through the process, alafu wanafika mwisho. There was nothing more. So, this is a very noble idea. Ukiwekewa stima, kuna program wanaita Last Mile. I want to kufananisha hii na stima. Tulikuwa tunasomesha watu wetu, wakifika hapo, wakigraduate, wanaacha hapo. I think placement should be our last mile. And this is a good effort at that. I must say, Going abroad is a challenge for everybody. It's a challenge. Unatoka mahali where you are in your comfort zone, unaenda mahali, different culture, different whatever. Now, if you are not told what you are to expect the other side, sometimes unapata shida. Mimi personally 2 weeks ago, we were fundraising to bring a young girl who went looking for a job in Saudi Arabia, and we brought her in a casket. And there are so many stories like that. We don't want that. And that's why it's a good idea that we can sit here mtu akitoka hapa anajua what to expect the other side. Lastly, some of us when we were studying abroad, ulikuwa unaenda kwa embassy, unapata education attaché yuko hapo, unapata labor attaché yuko hapo. I'll urge the ministry in our missions abroad to, especially where our people are going, to see if they can start opening up attaché desks for labor, because there are so many issues there. You cannot solve all of them. Some come when you are there. So I didn't hear anybody from Ministry of Labor here. It would be a very good idea you work together so that hao watu wakitoka hapa waende huko na wakae vizuri. And I'll urge my people, please, mkifika wherever you go, look for our embassies, register. That's the only way they can know you are there. Lastly, I want to confirm to my friend Omboko that mimi nilisomea mahesabu, and I can confirm to you, right now diaspora remittances are the highest in terms of foreign income in the country. So I wish you well, and I wish our people, thank you for the good turnout we've seen, and let's make good use of this. Santeni.
Next, the Honorable Gimose, Member of Parliament for Hamisi constituency.
Asante sana. Naitwa Charles Gimose, Member of Parliament for Hamisi. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, the Chief Prime Minister, Your Excellency, the Governor, MCS, Deputy Governor, and Members of Parliament, hamjambo. Nataka kusema kitu moja tu. The cost of passports. I was thinking that because these are people looking for jobs, and they are the youth, you reduce the cost of passports, especially in the category of youth, so that it's affordable. Number two, you are the Chief Secretary, Cabinet Secretary for Diaspora Affairs. Today, we are dealing here with an item called diaspora jobs. Employ the full wrath of your jurisdiction, to create jobs and grab jobs for these people. Mungu akubariki na kuongeza watoto.
Next, I want to report here that we also had a Member of Parliament for the East African Legislative Assembly, IALA, the Honorable Sankok, but he has since left. But it is important to mention that he was part of the team that was with the Prime Cabinet Secretary in the morning, and we appreciate his coming. This time I take to invite the Honorable Beatrice Adagala, the woman rep for Vihiga County.
Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, Governor, Dr. Tichro, Deputy Governor, Mr. Kitezo, members of Parliament, and members of the County Assembly, the PSs present, led by PS Diaspora, Madam, our acting County Commissioner, Madam Stawa, and all other leaders, including our youth. Good afternoon. This is a defining moment for our county, and we want to thank the Cabinet Secretary and the PCS, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, for taking this chance and bring this arrangement to the Western region and being held in Vihiga County. This is quite appealing. My other MPs have talked at large. This is a good thing. Charity begins at home. And I know, PS, the days our people have learned a lot and are able and are trained. We've trained them in most of our TVETs, and even some have trained in NITA, others in NYS. We have a lot of human resource here that can go and represent Kenya in the diaspora. This Kazi Majuu, I really, as the woman MP of this county, I really love it. This is the best thing that has happened, and especially this time that we are having so many of our children, our youth, trained, and the job opportunities are less. The way Honorable Kage said, we have trained so many of our children, and they are lacking jobs. So this is a great opportunity for our youth. And we appreciate you, Madam, for this time you have taken being here with us. And this is a whole region we are going to benefit. We normally go, like Omboko said, Minnesota, it has so many cases. And I'm very sure now the whole of the foreign countries, we shall have people from Western region, Vihiga, Kakamega, Busia, and Bungoma, plus Trans Nzoia, and all Kenyans will be there so that we improve on our economy, so that we get the green economy dollars to Kenya, and we shall move forward with the slogan that Pesa Mfukoni. I will use this opportunity, Your Excellency. I think you have talked to the KUPPET teachers and they have shown a lot of respect. I would ask you, the way you have spoken, kindly look at the matter of the KUPPET, the teachers, so that our children should remain in school. Because once these children, like the girl child, even the boy child, when they are left loitering, there are so many things that will come and we shall lose a big generation, the ones that are supposed to be in school now. So look at the teachers' issue. Go and have dialogue. As you have said, you will meet as cabinet ministers so that you arrange TSC should listen to the teachers. We also want to appreciate you. You've done greatly in this new docket. You have done a lot. You've seen the way you are campaigning for our former Prime Minister Raila. We have seen there is peace all over. And keep up. We are praying for you. May God give you strength as you traverse these countries campaigning for his former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, so that he may get this position. And on that note, I wish to end there and say congratulations for this noble idea of Kazi Majuu.
Lastly, we had the MP for Mgwen in the morning, but he since left, and we have a representative, though he will not come here, I just want Zalfa Salim to stand up and wave, representing the MP for Mgwen. Wherever she is, she's behind there. We also have members of County Assembly here, led by their majority leader. I think when the Deputy Governor will be giving his address, he will also let them be seen. I want to end by stating that, as my colleagues have said, the issue here is about the processing of passports for this young generation that is seated here today. As we look at ways of waiving part of the fees that is supposed to be paid towards acquiring a passport, we should also be speeding up the process of producing the same passports, because they need it. And in fact, moving forward, and maybe this can be a proposal to the ministry, that once somebody applies for an ID, it should just come with a passport automatically, so that we reduce the time that is taken by this young generation to look for a passport when they already have an ID. So an ID should just come hand in hand with a passport, so that the process is worked on very well. Working round the clock to get rid of cartels should be another agenda on the table of the ministry. Cartels, and even in fact, in this compound where we are today, cartels are hovering around here, because they know that these young boys and girls are vulnerable, they are looking for jobs. Some cartels have come. But I want to thank Madam Roslyn Jogu, who is our PS here. He has sealed all loopholes on this compound. We know cartels are here, and they want to take advantage of these people seated here. We will make sure, and we will be calling upon the ministry and its officials to work round the clock to get rid of cartels who are acting as middlemen in the effort to secure jobs for these young people. Lastly, we should lay down proper coordination processes between the recruiters, the employers, and the government of Kenya, because a lot is happening once these guys get outside the country to Qatar. We were in Saudi Arabia last month, but what we saw was not pleasing. But our PS assured us she's working around the clock to ensure that there is no miss between coordinating with the employers who are getting these young men, the recruiters, and those people who are working within the ministry, to ensure that the safety of our people outside the country is of utmost importance. To end with, as we reported before, this department is under the Ministry of Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Affairs Committee. I just got a message from the chairperson, Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations Committee, the Honorable Nelson Koech, and members of the Committee of Defense, wishing all these job seekers well in the pursuit for greener pastures outside the country. And to His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, we are fully behind you. As a committee, we will provide the required support and necessary support to ensure that your ministry is fully functional, and that the PS, this is information from the committee, that we will also give you support to ensure that the President's agenda of ensuring that we are getting job opportunities outside the country is fulfilled and in the correct and proper way. Thank you very much. God bless you. Welcome to Vihiga. And this one was a short one. We need you to organize for another one that we can be here for a full week, so that these men and women can be inducted very well to ensure that we are doing the right thing all the time moving forward. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa's lawyer. Indeed, we covet and we feel your support within Bunge, particularly as you are the committee that ensures that we get sufficient funding within our department to continue these kinds of programs. So we continue to rely on your support for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to now invite the Deputy Governor to come and speak for a little bit and then invite the governor. And then we can proceed from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Your Excellency, the Governor of this great county of Vihiga, the Honorable Josephine Njogu, who is the Principal Secretary, the State Department for Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Members of Parliament, led by the host Member of Parliament for Sabatia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the young people of Vihiga, the young people of Western Region, Hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. God is good. Thank you very much. I'm Wilberforce Kitiezo, the Deputy Governor. I think, let me join this important conversation in appreciating the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Ministry. Immediately, the Governor was able to lobby for this platform. His Excellency, the Governor was able to assign key officers from the county executive. And with the permission of Your Excellencies, let me just request the county executive. We are having our county ministers, we are having our county chief officers, staff from our respective departments have worked day and night to ensure that there is joint coordination for the success of this. So let me request our cabinet, our county ministers, please rise. Your Excellencies, this was the team and the county ministers in the joint planning committee for coordination. His Excellency was able to assign the county secretary together with the Honorable Dr. Ruth Agesa, the CCM for education. And we are equally having the CCM for Public Service Management and ICT, and equally the County Minister for Gender. You may sit, please. Let me request the County Chief Officers, please. You are very important officers towards what the Governor is doing for the great county. Asante, thank you very much. Your Excellencies, the Governor of this county is leading this county ably, and His Excellency the Governor cannot succeed without our county parliament, our Vihiga County Assembly. With the permission and guided by His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary and His Excellency the Governor, I'll humbly request the county parliament is led by the Speaker. In absence of the Speaker, there is an able Deputy Speaker. We don't want to fall into troubles. You enable the executive to deliver. So let me request the Deputy Speaker, please, join me on this podium to ensure that we give the county parliament the place that it deserves, an important institution. Karibu sana. Mpigieni makofi tafadhali.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Your Excellency, the Governor Vihiga County, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, members of Parliament present, and all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Eric Odeyubam, the Deputy Speaker, representing the Speaker, Honorable Chris Omulele, who is at the Senate this afternoon to make the submission on Dora and Kara under neck. But with me, we have honorable members with County Assembly. May you stand and wave to His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary. We have Honorable Aziaya Vincent, member for Odanga. We have Honorable Gertrude Lumire, nominated on ANC. We have Honorable Franklin Muhindi, member for Sabatia West. We have Honorable Wimso Sore, member for West Bunyore. We have Honorable Rita, representing Mama Mboga and the County Assembly from Luanda. We have Honorable your MCA from Busali, the only member of County Assembly elected by the Prime Cabinet Secretary as a voter. From Busali, Honorable Florence Kegode. We have Honorable Member for Emabungo, Honorable Michael Okoba, Mike Sonko. We have Honorable Member Caroline Angote, aka Mama Nyonyo, anawakilisha kunyonyesha watoto kwa bunge. We have the host, Member of County Assembly, Honorable Nkuruma Abudiku. Thank you. And lastly, we have a Honorable Member for Northeast Bunyore, Honorable Helam Esipira, Pastor and also priest at the Catholic Church. Your Excellency, I want to take a short while just to thank you for choosing Vihiga to host this edition. Indeed, Vihiga is full of human resource, so you selected the best county. I want to request you, Your Excellency, you can imagine county government of Vihiga has employees over 2,500. And you can imagine the youth who are behind you, they are jobless. I want to request you through the Ministry of Diaspora and through other ministries like Labor to take more of our youth and make sure that while they are outside there, they live dignity. They are handled in a good way. They are not misused. And I want to challenge the members of parliament. It is not good for us to talk after the members of parliament, but in the National Assembly, kindly strengthen and tighten laws that govern our diaspora laborers and our diaspora youth. Let them not be misused, let them not be abused. And make sure that you remove, as the member of parliament from Sabatia said, as we talk about an ID, we use 200 shillings or maybe 500 shillings. Let also the passport even be given free of charge so that our brothers and sisters can traverse East Africa and they can traverse in our foreign countries. You can imagine, Your Excellency, lastly, I want to assure you, Prime Cabinet Secretary, if our youth would be having money today, if they would be having opportunities today, I'm assuring you, even the PS diaspora would not leave Vihiga today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Deputy Speaker and our honorable members of County Assembly. We work together. His Excellency ensures that we work together to deliver as we serve for the people. I'll be very precise. Your Excellencies, I think this is a very important platform. And I want to appreciate the national government for giving the weight and the seriousness that it deserves to ensure that matters of diaspora affairs are strengthened and even treated with isolation, because previously diaspora was part and parcel of the larger Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but not with specific deliberate targets. And national government is devolved because the presence of the national government at the grassroots level is ably felt through the administration. But I think it is time, Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, that we devolve further the State Department for Foreign Affairs and the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, so that then it can be easy. As we articulate and as we get awareness about opportunities outside there, beyond Kenya, I want to appreciate, because the national government and through your ministry, we are working tirelessly in the East Africa community to break some of the barriers around free movement, access to trade and markets, and this is in the right direction. So I think it will be very important that we try to see what can happen so that then we can simplify. Your Excellencies, the young Kenyans of the county of Vihiga and the young Kenyans of the Republic of Kenya, they are now directly holding we leaders to account on where are the jobs, what did we promise, what are we doing. And Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, as the national government pursues these routes, the pressure will now come to the county governments, because Kenyans in the entire republic easily access their immediate government, which is the county government. So there should be mechanisms that will make it very easy for the young people in this county of Vihiga, young people from the larger western region, to be assured that they will be able to access these diaspora job opportunities, so that then we can provide solutions to the world, but then also use whatever we earn through the diaspora jobs to build our societies. So it is a challenge that we have to work together so that then this platform can have an impact. So I wish all the best. Thank you to the State Department. Thank you to partners and agencies. This is a very important platform that will enable our people from this county to access opportunities. Asanteni sana. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Deputy Governor. Vanduva Western Mulembe. Mulembe Muno. Mulembe Khandi. Your Excellency, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, our Prime Cabinet Secretary, and my boss, the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Excellency Dr. Wilbur Otichilo, Governor of Vihiga, Deputy Governor, County Commissioner, colleagues, members of Parliament, members of the County Assembly present, government officials from other MDAs, the Ngao team, as I mentioned, led by the County Commissioner, principals and representatives from the various TVETs, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I want to welcome you all to this fantastic Diaspora Jobs Fair, Western Kenya region, hosted here in Friends Mbale High School, that has been very graciously hosted by His Excellency, the Governor. Asante sana for being here, for hosting us, and I want to acknowledge and really appreciate the work of the elected leaders. As I listened to you speaking here and really touching on the issues that the people care about, I want to thank you for engaging this issue of diaspora jobs, because sometimes we can have many programs and wonderful conversations, but if the people don't understand these programs, then we are not doing the right thing. So I want to thank you for being here and for being a part of this conversation. I want to also thank the team within the county government, my own team within the State Department for Diaspora Affairs. If you could really stand very quickly so that people can see you, who have done an amazing job in putting this together. If we could appreciate the team over here, even the ones who are waving from Hukombali, tunashukuru sana. Your Excellency, these job fairs were necessitated by the employment crisis or the unemployment situation that we find ourselves in. In Kenya, we have about 10 million young people who should be actively involved in employment. But we find that only 31% of these youth, or rather we find that 31% of these youth are either unemployed or underemployed. They're not actively involved in the employment space. Your Excellency, this is a particularly big problem because our population is 75% youth, 35 years and under. That is our population, 75% of our population. So that means that our unemployment concern is a youth problem. It is truly a youth problem, but it is also a youth opportunity, and that is what I would like to talk about today. So when we started to think about what we do about this major problem of unemployment, we came up with a three-pronged strategy. Create jobs at home, create jobs online, facilitate for Kenyans to get jobs in the diaspora. Three things, and in that priority. How do you create jobs at home? You make it easy for companies and private sector to operate here. But you also, as a government, send out and create deliberate programs that can employ people, such as the affordable housing program, hiring healthcare workers, and so on. Then you can do digital jobs. And today I was happy to see that Ajira and the ICT authority are here to help people understand how do you take advantage of these jobs that we hear about, jobs, online jobs, or online working digitally. How do we get to do this? And I really want to ask the young people who are here to take some time and make sure you visit the ICT authority booth to understand how you can pick up more and more skills. But Excellency, also to note that the various members of parliament within every ward are working together with the national government to create ICT hubs where people can work. But sir, we are also in a global labor market. That means that if I'm a carpenter trained here in Shamirere, TVET, I should be able to work in Vihiga, I should be able to work in Western Kenya, I should be able to work in Kenya, or I should be able to work in Serbia, if that is where the opportunity is. So the global labor market exists. Kenyans have been participating in the global labor market for a long time. Every one of us here, and I understand in Vihiga in particular, every one of us here knows somebody who works abroad. Mtu alienda ng'ambo anafanya kazi ako Uarabuni ama ako mahali pengine. Every one of us knows that. So the global labor market has existed for quite some time. But as a government, we are saying it is important for us to enter that space because unemployment is such a big problem. And what do? We enter the space for four things. We enter to protect Kenyans. And I'm glad Waheshimiwa, all of them have spoken about the need to protect diaspora. And this is a space that the State Department for Diaspora Affairs and the State Department for Foreign Affairs through our missions abroad is in. How do we ensure that people are cared for when they go abroad? So we enter to protect. We enter to create policy, to regulate, and finally to facilitate. And facilitating is what we are here to do today, which is to create these kinds of opportunities and platforms where young people in the counties can come and understand how do we participate in what we are calling the global labor market. We've brought recruiters here, we have brought TVETs here, we have brought government entities involved in this space to talk about passports, as you've had, or TVETs, or protection work, and so on. Your Excellency, I don't want to take much more time, but to ask the people of Vihiga and the people of Western Kenya to take advantage of this opportunity. And if you have further questions, we do have a lot of our information, and I don't know, young people, if you can see, but all of our information is available on our various social media platforms about how do I get a job abroad? How do I find out where these jobs are? Who is an agent? How do I know who a good agent is? And the matter of agents, Your Excellency, let me say that we have worked very hard together with the Ministry of Labor to ensure that the people who are doing the work of recruitment are licensed. But we ask Kenyans, it is up to you to ensure that the person you're speaking to actually is a licensed agent. And that information is available on the National Employment Authority website. You can tell whether the person you're dealing with is listed as a recruiter and has a license to recruit, ama ni mchezo na kuletea. Your Excellency, there are lots of opportunities for Kenyans to play in the global labor market. There are jobs in other countries, there are jobs on cruise ships. And what we are doing here really is to bring that information to the people and to invite them to work with us to ensure that the young people can have a future in the diaspora space. Without further ado, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the Governor, His Excellency Wilbur Otichilo, to come and address us, and then after that, invite His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, to speak. Thank you very much.
the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Wycliffe Musalia, the members of Parliament who are in attendance, our members of County Assembly, led by the Deputy Speaker, the officials from the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, led by the able Principal Secretary, Roslyn Mbogu, all other participants from various departments, and particularly our county commissioner and the team, our team, and more importantly, our youth who are in attendance. I want to begin by thanking the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs for giving us an opportunity to host this job affairs meeting here in Vihiga on behalf of the people of Western Kenya. Cabinet Secretary, we feel privileged for hosting this event. It's an event of its own kind. We have never had such an event before. So it's an event that will go in the history of our county and of our region as being the foundation or pioneer event. I want to take this opportunity to thank the ministry and our team from the county government and from the national government led by the county commissioner for organizing this event. I also want to thank our youth who are so excited about this event that they have come in large numbers. In fact, from yesterday, we had an avalanche of youth coming to get more information about this event. Vihiga is a small county, but a county that has a lot of opportunities in terms of human resource. I would probably dare say that in terms of human resource, Vihiga would be one among probably the first 10 counties in the country that has the highest concentration of skills and expertise in various sectors in this country. Vihiga being a small county, we have invested heavily in education. For example, we have 4 technical training institutes in this small county. We have a university. We have 34 vocational training centers. We have 2 teacher training colleges, Kaimosi and Bujore. So we are in the business of human resource development. The challenge we have as a county and as a nation is that most of our youth are well trained, but there are no jobs. And therefore, I want to thank the ministry for opening the horizons from the country to the globe so that we can have our youth get jobs outside there, opportunity to be able to know how best to access to these opportunities. As a county, we have committed ourselves to continue building the skills that are required. But now, it's important that we link up with the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs to be able to get these opportunities that are out there. You may not be aware, but one of the few Kenyans who is promoting Kenyans to go abroad and get jobs there comes from this county. It's a gentleman called Alex Chamwada. I'm sure most of you know him. The Charms company, Daring Abroad. Yeah. As I talk now, Alex Chamwada is in Toronto. I talked to him this morning. He is in Toronto, Canada, meeting Kenyans who are there, and he has told me to convey his greetings to you, the youth, and he has told me that there are so many opportunities outside there. You must be daring to go out there and get those jobs. So he has assured me that when he comes back, I'll be able to organize a meeting with some of our youth so that he can also talk to them. For our youth, we want to encourage you to move forward and get the job where the job is. And this is an opportunity that you have been given because the ministry now has brought to us here at our doorstep the agents, the people who are involved in recruitment to various positions in various countries. So take chance of this opportunity and get to know the contacts of these agencies and be able to make a follow-up. As a county government, I have now established a fully fledged directorate for the youth, and I have recruited the youth to run that directorate. And one of their first assignments I've given them is to take an inventory, an audit of all the youth in Vihiga County with their qualifications and experience, so that we can use that inventory to help them access to the job opportunities. So that is something that we are already creating. We are also creating a website that will be dedicated to the youth on job opportunities. And that's why when we had a discussion with the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Principal Secretary, we said we want to have an MOU, an understanding between Vihiga and the ministry, so that we can be able to coordinate on some of these opportunities to our youth. Because one of the biggest challenges we have had is that our youth are not aware about these opportunities. So we want to ensure that they are available and they can access to them. As regards to the jobs online, we are working with the Ministry of ICT to ensure that we build up ICT hubs in collaboration with the honorable members of parliament, so that you can be able to access to those areas and be able to communicate. You may not be aware, and at Sabatia Polytechnic at Lotego, we have full-fledged centers with computers. Each of them has more than 200 computers for the youth who are keen to access to online jobs, to be able to get there, get trained, and be able to access on online jobs. So the opportunities are there, but we just need to let you know where they are. So with those many remarks, please allow me now to take this opportunity to invite our chief guest who has graciously agreed to be with us this afternoon, and who is none other than the son of this soil, Musalia Mudavadi, to come over and address our youth. Our youth, let's say, welcome our Prime Cabinet Secretary by clapping, please. Please.
Haya, Gavana, asante sana. Mnaweza keti. Mirembe jamahuru. Hamujambo. Jamuge. Niatereu. Misauru. Yote, si ndio? I know tumeongea Kiingereza kingi, lakini I want to say mjue kwamba tukiongea hapa pia tunaongea na Wakenya wengine, kwa sababu kongamano hili ni la kitaifa, na pia tunataka wapate nafasi, vijana wetu wengine ambao hawako hapa pia wapate nafasi kujua kwamba ni nini kinaendelea hapa, ili nao wapate nafasi wa kujimudu na kutafuta nafasi zao. Kwa hivyo nitaongea kidogo kwa Kimombo pia, lakini baadaye nitaongeza Kiswahili na labda Kiluhya kidogo, alafu tuwe tumemaliza. Lakini la muhimu ni kwamba tuko hapa, na mimi nataka kabisa tutambue kwamba mkisikia diaspora jobs, mkisikia Kazi Majuu, mkisikia kwamba kuna pesa ambazo Wakenya wanatuma na zimeshinda zile tunapata kutoka kwa majani chai, kwa sukari, kwa kahawa, mjue ni ukweli. Sio uongo, ukweli mtupu. Sio hadithi za jaba, ni ukweli. Si namna hivyo? Tulifahamu kwamba sio hadithi za jaba, ni ukweli, na ukweli mtupu. Kwa hivyo wacha nisome kidogo kwa Kimombo alafu tumalizie. Na nimeambia PS, nimeambia governor, mimi sitaondoka hapa kwa sababu kuna panel ambayo itafuata. Watu watauliza maswali na nini, nitakaa pale na mimi nisikize. Hakuna haraka. Your Excellency, Dr. Wilbur K. Otichilo, Governor of Vihiga County, Madam Roslyn Kathure Njogu, Principal Secretary, State Department for Diaspora Affairs, our leaders, members of Parliament who have had the opportunity to stand here and address us, our MCAs, senior government officials, stakeholders and partners, ndugu na dada wa Vihiga na Western Region kwa jumla, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to join you here today for the launch of Kazi Majuu Job Fair for the Western Region, which is endowed with abundant human capital. Let me start by conveying the greetings of His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto, who sends his best wishes to all of us on this momentous occasion. Special thanks and appreciation to the Principal Secretary for Diaspora Affairs, Roslyn Kathure Njogu, for leading this initiative, working together with all distinguished colleagues representing various ministries, departments, and agencies. This event is part of the Mashinani Engagement Series that we are holding around the country to sensitize Kenyans on international job opportunities. We converge here not just as government, but as one people with stakeholders in the labor mobility space from the MDAs, private sector, and the community. Our key agenda is to collectively engage with our people in this region on ways to empower them with knowledge on pathways to employment in the international labor market. The overarching goal is to address the pressing issues of unemployment, particularly among our youthful population. Our labor force is predominantly young, with a median age of about 19 years, eager to contribute to the economy. This energetic and growing population of youthful workers, accounting for over 35% of our population, suffers the highest unemployment rate of 67%. You can imagine the immense challenges and opportunities this situation presents for our country's economic and social transformation. The Kazi Majuu job fair provides us with an invaluable opportunity to empower and chart the course of our future generations that now lies in the hands of our youth. It is one of the strategies we are pushing to help our people engage in meaningful employment in the global market, job market. As a responsible government, we are fully aware that creation of jobs within Kenya is of paramount importance, even as we look for opportunities in the regional and global markets. We are undertaking various policy initiatives with incentives to create an enabling environment for economic growth and job creation across priority sectors, including manufacturing, agriculture, service, blue economy, construction, and infrastructure development. We are also aware of the growing opportunities in today's world through exponential growth in digital jobs that allow our young people to work for international firms from Kenya. The government has rolled out an ambitious program of high-value investments in the ICT sector so that all corners of the country are connected to the internet. We continue to encourage our youth to equip themselves with the knowledge and skills required of them to be active participants and beneficiaries of available digital jobs. As we look to the future, it is imperative that we continue to build on the foundations we have laid, actualizing the tenets of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda with regard to creating initiatives that promote, regulate, and facilitate labor migration, particularly for young and unemployed Kenyans. Migration is often driven by the pursuit for better wages, improved living conditions, and professional development through international skills and networking experience. Countries with the most robust economies and higher demand for skilled labor, including Canada, Germany, the United Kingdom, the United States, and several other countries in Europe and the Middle East, have become popular destinations for Kenyan youth. In the Middle East alone, there are over 450,000 Kenyans who live and work in skilled and semi-skilled jobs. It is with this understanding that we focus our efforts to secure not only employment opportunities, but also protect the welfare of Kenyans in foreign labor markets by collaborating closely with international partners. Let me elaborate on some of the milestones and benefits we have achieved for our Kenyan youth from this initiative. On August 9th, 2024, we organized a send-off ceremony in Nairobi for 350 young men and women who secured job placements in the United Kingdom. The number forms part of the 1,567 youths who have benefited from the Kazi Majuu program. Majority of these beneficiaries were trained through our technical and vocational education training TVET institutions across the country, including Bukura Agricultural College in this neighborhood. Our last mile labor mobility strategy focuses on targeted engagement with educational institutions where our youth are concentrated. This approach aims to catalyze the transformation of young Kenyans' lives by fostering skills development, facilitating technology transfer, and promoting access to meaningful employment opportunities. Similar labor mobility initiatives are ongoing, including the placement of teachers who secured jobs in various district schools across America. We are also on course towards signing a comprehensive migration and mobility partnership agreement with Germany in September, that is next month, 2024. This will help to streamline the access of Kenyan job seekers to the German labor market, which is experiencing an acute shortage of skilled and semi-skilled workers. As a country, we recognize that labor mobility is a key driver of economic growth. Therefore, we are adopting a multifaceted approach, focusing on aligning efforts with a broader continental agenda and global labor market demands to enhance professional development, productivity, and economic growth. These concerted efforts are exemplified by the opening and operationalization of Africa's second Pearson VUE test center dedicated to administering nursing exams for our people and the region. This center in Kenya represents a significant investment in the future of our nursing professionals. I am also pleased to inform you that comprehensive preparatory programs for those exams are now available. Furthermore, we have actively conducted market analysis and engaged with different governments to better understand their labor shortages, policies, and migration pathways. A good example of this is the Atlantic Immigration Program, a regional economic immigration program designed to attract skilled workers to Canada. Such pathways offer professional development of our healthcare professionals. The Canadian labor market also presents great opportunities in agriculture and fishing for low-skilled workers in provinces such as New Brunswick. By focusing on these areas, I believe we can create comprehensive migration strategies that benefit our youth and contribute to economic prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by assuring you of our resolve to ensure that Kenyans are well informed about the job opportunities available abroad, the necessary documentation for migration, and the roles each stakeholder plays in the international labor mobility. The State Department of Immigration and Citizen Services has committed to expedite the process of passports for individuals shortlisted during this exercise. And you heard him speak here, so we'll be following up. We have also engaged the Youth Enterprise Development Fund through the Youth Employment Scheme Abroad to support candidates who have been shortlisted but may experience challenges in financing their expenses and logistics for international employment opportunities. As we roll out these programs, I wish to assure the Kenyan people that the government appreciates that our human resource is our biggest asset. Our country is blessed with a rich diversity of talent that is in great demand across the globe. Last year alone, Kenyans in the diaspora remitted back home. Now listen to this figure. 671 billion Kenya shillings, making a significant contribution to economic and social prosperity at household and national level. Diaspora remittances are now the leading source of foreign exchange, contributing more than the combined forex earnings from our traditional exports. The more Kenyans we have working abroad, the more our families and our country will benefit from the growth and impact of diaspora remittances. So this is your opportune moment to learn about the jobs available abroad and the process you need to follow if you are interested in securing a placement in the international labor market. Finally, let me convey my best wishes to you all and trust that you will have fruitful engagements that will empower you with the knowledge on the best pathways to the international labor market. Let us continue to collaborate to ensure the success of this transformative endeavor. It is now my singular pleasure and honor to declare the Kazi Majuu Western Edition Fair officially open. Asante sana. Sasa wacha niongeze kidogo tu. Kwanza nimshukuru gavana na viongozi wa kaunti hii kwa kujitolea vizuri kabisa kuungana na Wizara ya Foreign Affairs wakiongozwa na Madam Njogu kuhakikisha kwamba tumekuwa na kongamano hii ambayo ni ya muhimu sana kwetu hapa na pia kwa Wakenya kwa jumla. Vile mmesikia nikisema, hii si hadithi ya jaba. Hizo pesa ambazo zimeingia katika Kenya sasa zimeshinda mimea zetu zote kwa kuleta pesa taslim kutoka mataifa mengi. Na lengo letu, tukishikana na nyinyi vizuri kama Wakenya, wale wako hapa na wale wanatusikiza, tunataka hizo pesa zitoke kwa hiyo 671 billion tuingize 1 trillion. Tukifika 2027 tunataka tujue kwamba Wakenya wanaingiza 1 trillion Kenya shillings zije hapa, zisaidie jamii zao, lakini zijenge pia uchumi wa Kenya. Wakenya ambao wanafanya kazi nje wakizima tap na wasilete pesa hapa, nguvu ya shilingi ya Kenya na zile currencies ama sarafu za ng'ambo, tutaumia sana. There can be a run on the shilling if we do not continue to build this as a major resource for our country. So I want you to take it very seriously. Bukura ni hapa. Ni juzi tu tumewaflag wakienda kufanya kazi kule Uingereza. Na mimi nataka niwaambie Wakenya are in high demand kwa sababu wana ujuzi, their work ethics are good. Yani akijitolea ni mfanyikazi hodari sana. Kwa hivyo wana jina nzuri kule. Wakiongea Kiingereza, wanaongea Kiingereza saa zingine hata kushinda yule Mwingereza mwenyewe. That means they are really light. Hata kwa zile call center, saa zingine ukipiga simu kule Amerika, wewe unaambia nobody is available to pick up the call at this point in time. Unasikia sauti huko. My friend, nataka mjue hiyo sauti saa zingine ni sauti inatoka kwa Mkenya ambaye anafanya kazi for Delta Airlines, lakini yuko hapa Nairobi katika Tatu City kwa call center. Na anapata mshahara in dollars. Kwa hivyo kuna nafasi kubwa sana kwa vijana wetu kwa kitaifa. Lakini tukienda kule, nataka pia nisisitize kwa vijana wa Kenya, discipline is paramount. Discipline is paramount. Tusijidanganye hapa. Ukifanya fujo hapa nini, tunapiga kelele, tunafikiri ni sawa. Tafadhali kumbuka, wale ambao wangependa kuwaajiri wanatazama ni nini kinafanyika Kenya. Kenya is not a closed society. It is an open society. We have the largest media in the entire region. Headquarters ya BBC iko kwa Afrika iko hapa Nairobi. Headquarters ya CNN iko hapa Nairobi. Headquarters ya Al Jazeera katika bara la Afrika iko hapa. Wote wako hapa. Kwa hivyo mkifanya fujo, runinga natupwa na mara moja wanajua. Now the question is this: who do we take? Do we take Kenyan young people, or do we take Nigerian young people, or do we take Ugandan young people? Who do we take for these jobs? Kwa hivyo nataka niwasihi, discipline is very important in the young people. Number 2, ukienda, the moment you board the plane, wakati umeingia kwa hiyo ndege na ushuke kwa nchi ya United Arab Emirates, ama ushuke Uingereza, ama ushuke Canada, ama ushuke India, ama ushuke Jamaica, ama ushuke China, kumbuka, the moment you are on their soil, the law that applies is not Kenyan law. It is the law of that country. So whatever you do, you must now respect the law of that country. If you are not respecting the laws of Kenya, my friend, don't carry that hangover to your next destination. It is the truth. They are in. Must tell them the truth. You are going there and you'll be subject to the law of that country. If you have the habit of molesting people, my friend, the laws against molesting in some of those countries are very harsh. You will go and face the full force of the law in that country. Not in Kenya, in that country. If you are drunk and disorderly, you will face it in that country. Not here, in that country. kama wewe ni mtu wa kuvuta msara, mnanielewa? Kama wewe ni mtu wa kuvuta msara, ukienda huko na uvuta msara, utashikwa na the laws of that country will apply. Hakuna mambo ya kusema ati naongea na ndugu yangu, nini. Then you must be very principled. You must pay your debt on time. You must pay for your rent on time. Kwa sababu hakuna mtu wafuliza huko. Tunaelewana? Hakuna fuliza, hakuna ile ya kupigia gavana ya Otichilo na kumwambia Otichilo korakuza ndio da kuminika. Hakuna. The discipline, the work ethics in those countries are such that you must dedicate yourself and then do what you have to do. But Kenyans, the truth be told, have been doing very well, comparatively. So let us not slide from where we have pegged Kenyans. Let us build from there and take them even a notch higher, so that the Kenyan labor force will continue to be respected wherever you go, and there will be high demand for you to work in those countries. This is the appeal I'm making to you. Hapo ndio mimi nawasihi mtusaidie. Lakini pia tunatambua kwamba kazi nyingi zaidi lazima ziwe hapa Kenya, kwa sababu Wakenya wote hawawezi wakaenda ng'ambo. Kwa hivyo kama serikali pia tunatambua kwamba we must equally create jobs here. Na ndio kwa sababu pia kupitia kwa wizara yetu tumeanza kuzungumza pia na serikali za kimataifa. Kwa mfano Israel wanaona sasa, kwa sababu kuna vita katika upande wa Ukraine na nini, hali ya kupata chakula itakuwa shida for the next 25 years. So kwa mambo ya security pia wanataka waje hapa wafanye investment, wafanye ukulima hapa, wakuze chakula hapa, na kiende Israel tupate foreign exchange na kingine kiuzwe hapa. So there'll be also need for us to encourage foreign direct investment. Wetu wakienda, na pia tunataka wale wanaweka rasilimali hapa nao waje waweke hapa rasilimali. Kama ni granite factory, tunataka mwekezaji awe pale. Kama ni wale wanachimba dhahabu, kama hapa Mkijutu kwa rafiki yangu, mimi nimekuwa huko, ni shida. Mtu akienda kwa shimo ya Kijutu, anaenda anafunga matawi ndio apate oxygen kule chini. Na saa zingine hakuna hiyo, mvua inanyesha ndio huyo wamezama huko ndani. Tunataka wawekezaji ambao wataleta safe mining practices katika taifa letu. Safety iwe kitu cha muhimu, wapate dhahabu na kadhalika. Na investors wanakuja where there is peace and stability. If I'm an investor, I will not take my money where there is chaos, where there is fujo. I will not. I would be a very stupid person to do that. So you and I must ask ourselves, what on the other hand can we do to make sure that we bring investors into our region, into our country, into our neighborhood, so that we can generate jobs also locally. Capital is a very shy element, very shy. The moment capital senses danger, the moment capital senses violence, it runs away. So I want the young people of this country to really digest the comments I'm making today. Not just here, but everywhere. That we have to work together in a unified manner to move forward. Today, earlier, we had to speak to the teachers of our country and the county. They were exercising their constitutional right to raise concerns about their working conditions. That is how it should be. They did it peacefully. They spoke to it. They gave us their petition. And we acknowledge that it is something I will take up at cabinet level to see how we can resolve this matter. That is how we mature in democracies. And a mature and solid democracy attracts capital. A violent and reckless society chases away capital. We have 10 million young people who need jobs. We will not get them jobs if we are chasing away capital. So I am appealing to you as a Kenyan who loves this country, who loves the young people. Jimose was saying that niongezwe watoto. I want to tell him, hata hawa ni watoto wangu. These young men and women in this place are also my children. And we must provide the right environment for them. Hapa kwa panel, nikimalizia, mtauliza maswali. But there is one area I want you to pay special attention to, for instance. Kuna jamaa atakuja hapa. He has come here because he wants people who can go and work on ships, cruise ships. And he's looking even for teachers to go and work on those cruise ships. And the salary, when I asked what does it range, I will not say that it's a joke, but because we said hapa kuna hadithi ya jaba. But he says, mwalimu working on a ship can earn between 250,000 to 400,000 Kenya shillings. Na atakuja hapa, mtamwona, atamueleza. And they are here because pia wanataka wachukue some from this region na wende wachukue from other regions also, and there are others. Na vile mmesikia katibu akisema, amesema kwamba wale conmen, wale middlemen ambao wanatusumbua tunawasaga kabisa ili watu wetu wasiende kuumia kule. And we talk of discipline because the other side of it is that if we don't do well, we also have problems because we are also dealing with cases as government where some of our own are caught up either in prison or in difficult conditions on that side, and we are struggling to see how to help them. That's why I'm preaching this issue of discipline so much, so that you do not end up in the wrong side of the law in the country that you might be going to. It is a very, very serious challenge. And also when we talk of peace, in Lebanon today, we have 26,000 Kenyans, as the estimate, 26,000 Kenyans in Lebanon. We are praying that the war does not get out of hand. And they stay, it comes, we pray for peace. Because you young men and women here, just imagine if it gets out of hand. We are making contingency measures, but can you imagine how difficult it can be to, if war gets out of hand, the Kenyan lives will be in danger, and we will have to struggle to see how to bring them here. And we will be accused that nyinyi wa Kenya ama serikali haifanyi chochote. That will be the maneno itaanza kusema, oh, hawa hawafanyi, watu wetu wanaumia nini. Lakini ukweli wa mambo, sasa vita ya Lebanon ni sisi tumeanzisha. But we are worried. We are worried. And they're earning something. They are sending to their families. They're educating their children. So we are worried. So mkiona mimi na hubiri amani, 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 mirembe, 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 hapa, it's not a joke. Mumbula bandu betu. Mumbula. Viko vinyusi bebe Middle East. Riheri tegarios riturio dinduta kabisa. Mutebande musurana gabe madoto. Nacho chigira kumuroma kumunye nimbola nde muhenze mangana gaburai. Mutasubiri nde ifujo hano nikinde chuko kinera kuda. Bandu barabagona adabwana. Mitundo na masasi ga vitabu ridiko. Walla bibisa mbidari nauza nukorendi. Kumunyo kube chonjo kubiri kuba bandu kubisa mbidari chigira kwa yondo nyake barachetu da. Kurendi kibarachetu, let us protect our country. Let us defend it. Let us keep it peaceful, and then we'll create jobs and opportunities both here and beyond. God bless you all, and this is truly a momentous occasion. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that very inspirational speech, in which I need the seats and the microphones. Once again, thank you very much, Your Excellency. Another big round of applause for His Excellency. As he has advised, there are opportunities out there, but you need to equip yourself, you need to arm yourself. And thank you so much, Your Excellency, for agreeing to stay in for this very short panel discussion. Those who are bringing the chairs, please, and the microphones. We have a very interesting session here, as His Excellency has said. I want to invite our panelists. Who is bringing the seats, please? Viti. I want to call to the stage His Excellency, the Governor of Vihiga, the PS for State Department for Diaspora. I'm also inviting a special guest all the way from the US, Nebraska. Laban, is Laban still in the house? Karibu sana. I want to invite Jotham, who is the chair of the Diaspora Recruiters Association. Jotham, is he here? Please, karibu. And of course, the gentleman that His Excellency has talked about, Kemandi, who will be talking about jobs in the cruise ships.